The other thing that makes this year interesting is the Giants and Dodgers both have, at least fairly recently, have the best 2 records in all of baseball, and they're in the same division. And the way this works out is the first place team is automatically in the playoffs. So it's going to be the Giants or the Dodgers, whichever one win that division. The next best record, which is going to be either the Giants or the Dodgers, whoever doesn't win that division, is going to be in a 1-game wild card playoff. So the next few weeks are going to be pretty interesting because, one of the best teams in the entire league, right? These are the 2 best teams based on record currently. But the way that it's set up, they can't both make the full playoffs. One is going to be a wild card, and they're going to have to play that 1-game playoff to get to the playoffs.
My very first class at Northwestern in my predictive analytics program, we had to watch Moneyball.
Oh yeah, it was a fun movie.
Yeah. Well, it's all about using predictive analytics to choose a baseball. Well, it was all about using statistics. I wouldn't say they were running any predictive analytics, but
they get a lot of bang for their buck. The A's, in terms of payroll, the A's and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays typically are like low payroll teams that find success. So whatever they're doing to figure out who's good and in their recruiting and their trades and just their farm system, it's working. To be good, not necessarily win the World Series. The Dodgers are like the biggest payroll by far. I think like over 200 million, and you're talking like 70 million for the A's or something. So 3 times the payroll.
Look, if we're going to talk baseball, you got to give me a few weeks because I just got on the train. So I need to get these stats. I need to go. I'm going to go to probably a playoff game.
Yeah, they're coming up on the playoffs. So that's good.
So I'm pretty excited about it. What is our next topic? And do we have someone in the waiting room?
We still have CJ and James in there. CJ offered to come back, which we may take him up on if we need to be our first and second guest, but we could see who else shows up.
CJ could be the star of the show.
We have, so the next thing I noticed was Kevin Martin, who we both met and done commentary with.
And he's a friend of mine. He helped out with KL's fundraiser that we did. You and I did together. And so tell us what Kevin Martin is doing. I know, but tell the viewers.
Okay, so he tweeted out that he got permission from Pilar, I believe that's how you pronounce his fiance's name, to play day 1 of a tournament on Friday, get married on Saturday, and hopefully bag that first day and go for the day 2, the day after he gets married. He tweeted it out.
Amazing.
I was trying to bring it up because I guess there are some screen share things on here. But yeah, so that is the plan. I think the most important thing to that's going to lead to several years of probably happiness is that he got permission first. Like he said.
So I don't like that word, but yeah.
He asked first, maybe not permission, but yeah.
Things there. So there's a few things like we can tell that she's super supportive. And it's a very loving relationship. I followed both of them on social media. They're adorable. They're very healthy, non-toxic. They're organic, non-toxic. But
range fed.
They're grass fed. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just like understanding the lifestyle that poker players lead. And just like being supportive in every way and not calling off a wedding because of a poker tournament, like just being there for the person and just helping them be the best version of themselves. I just love those two. That is like couples goals, I think, with them. But I think it's really cool. I really hope he wins. And lovely to do commentary with him. I kind of snuck in the booth because he was doing commentary with Jake. Remember Jake?
You remember Jake.
He was doing commentary with Jake and I snuck in there. But I really liked Kevin when I met him. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in the booth with you guys. So
Kevin's great. No, I've had nothing but positive and friendly experiences with
one
Kevin.
of the nicest people in poker, right?
We had a Joe pop in and he bailed. So I don't know what happened with that. Maybe we'll get him back. But yes, absolutely one of the nicest people. It's Canadians. If you want to stick with that stereotype of everybody from Canada is really nice, you've got that going for you. He's was a retired streamer, kind of relaunched his streaming career when he
Big Brother he was on Big Brother. He won Big Brother, did he not?
Yes.
Canadian Big Brother.
Yeah. And that's also where he met his soon-to-be wife. I believe they met on the show, so that's also nice. I mean, great for them. So it's very exciting. Congratulations to them from me. Hopefully, he gets to win the tournament too, and then maybe use whatever he wins to boost that honeymoon. I guess.
We'll all see the honeymoon on their social media.
I'm sure. Stay tuned to Instagram or whatever. Whatever social media you follow him on. But absolutely, that reminded me of the whole Sean Deeb thing where he won a W Coupe while Ashley was having one of their children.
Baby. Yeah.
But if you're providing, I guess, and he won, right? So it's like if you're gonna miss, you might as well win.
You want to talk about Sean Deeb? Because Sean Deeb kind of.
Do I? I mean,
we can. So there's a Sean Deeb in public that everyone just doesn't like because of the way he's very brash. He kind of reminds me of Joe McKeon. Joe McKeon, I love very much, and we're friends, but he's very brash in public.
Mm-hmm.
But then you kind of have to meet these people. You have to meet people where they are. These people. And I think Sean Deeb is actually kind of nice on the inside. I think he's got a soft core because we have a friendly banter, outside of the public, Twitter sphere. And he asked me before he tweeted at KL. It was kind of like he was just joking around, and he asked me if I thought that the joke was too harsh, and I'm like, KL has a really good sense of humor about his disability. I think you should put it out. I would be okay with you putting it out there, and I'll respond to it if you want the security. So he did. But I think he does have a soft spot. He's just portrayed as not having one, and he's abrasive.
Yeah, I wonder if that is, when you say portrayed as not having one, if that is by design or if it just happens as a result of everybody assuming he's a jerk, so nobody really tries to get to know him.
Probably both.
Yeah,
I've found there's certain people, Dan Bilzerian being one of them, Sean Deeb, I think Joe McKeon, the media just says what they want about them, and then they just kind of get to a point where they don't care anymore. They're not interested in trying to put out the flames. They just don't want to face the media or anyone, and they just don't care anymore. So they just do what they want.
Yeah.
I know
it's the effort.
Joe McKeon's very sick of all of the media. I know Dan Bilzerian really hated it because he always said that they reported on 10% of what the full story was. So
yeah, and he's probably a perfect example of a situation where it's very easy to pile on, and he may or may not be just I don't know him, right? And I've never met him.
Some of it may be deserving, right? Because he did do some shitty stuff, but he's also grown up, and now he can't shake that reputation that he created for himself.
I do think it's important to let people you have to. And I feel as a society, we should encourage people to grow, and so the mistakes you made as a child or as a younger person should not always define what the rest of your life is going to be about. If you're a murderer and a rapist, those are different stories. But I'm talking about just dumb things you do when you're a kid, right? And then, maybe you could even make the argument that if you're a murderer when you're 15, you could be a totally different person later in your life. But, the general idea.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms to open up, but I would agree with that. I believe in rehabilitation, but I don't know if the jail is a place that gives anyone any rehabilitation. I think people mostly come out worse than they come in.
Speaking of not going to jail and
goes in there,
here comes OJ Simpson, our next guest.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That would be
if I did it.
Yeah.
That's going to be Mike Postle's next book.
Yeah, exactly. As if it's funny that it's the same kind of thing, but yeah.
So Mike Postle doesn't like my attorney.
Why would he? I get it. Yeah,
he's making it personal. He's making it so personal. It's just so corny. He's just grasping at straws.
It's just kind of
pay me my money, Mike.
Yeah,
just pay me my money.
Just get it over with. That's such an interesting. Yeah. It's interesting that it's taken this long to even be close to fully resolved, and you're still kind of dealing with that. So,
I just don't care anymore. I don't. Like it's done. And he owes me money and now he's just grasping at straws and that's it. I'm so over it. Um
Well, if he's
Gregory
not good at anything else, he's trying to figure out a way to play poker again, I guess. I don't know.
Gregory Deckelman says people deserve second chances and sometimes third in rare occasions. So, I mean, like, let's use critical thinking, right? We can't apply across the board like everyone deserves a second chance because some people just don't fucking deserve it. Some people just that's it. It's done. It depends on what you did. Like, I don't think
Right.
Mike Postle deserves another chance, especially considering he's not admitting to cheating.
Let's say,
So,
like, okay, but interesting point. And I didn't mean to, but I wanted to follow up with that. Let's say you outed him and he admitted it. Is there a chance for rehabilitation in that kind of situation?
so there's two parts of me that have two different answers, right? So there's the part of me that already has the hindsight of knowing that he's a dick and that he's a scumbag and he's just going to continue this route his entire life that would say no. But there's also a part of me that thinks that humans are dynamic and complex and are capable of growth. And, I've done shitty things in my life. We all have. And I've learned from them and I've grown from them. And I'm a different person than I was even 5 years ago. That's why you see Veronica 2.0 on my Twitter. I feel like a completely different person now. And so yes, there's a part of me that thinks almost everyone can grow. But I think Mike Postle's a narcissist, and I think he's a sociopath, and I don't think that he's capable of that growth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you have
tough. Yeah.
Viscount says you have to be willing to learn and grow. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I love those old analogies.
You can
So
take
good.
a horse to like
The
outing them
pool,
on
but
Twitter,
it
but
won't
you
put
can't
on a
force them
bikini
to
for
snap
you.
cheat or whatever. Oh, right, yeah. Probably doesn't look as good in a bikini. Is a horse versus you would be my guess, but depends on the horse, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the horse.
Oh,
I'm the horse. Yeah. No,
fantastic.
so like if you name your horse Mike Postle, it probably won't drink the water.
But it might
Do we have any
win, I think.
do we have anyone in this chat who want to come in and speak with us before we move on next topic?
I see CJ is there. I'm gonna see LK. Is that who this? I'm gonna see if this LK. If you have a camera, turn it on. I think we have a couple of people who've been lingering for a while. And no offense to CJ, but I don't want him to be our first and second guest, particularly. But
And third and
yeah,
fourth.
and
Although
third. Just like generally, you might just be the only ever. So 1 through 100 for
we're
CJ.
gonna have the next like 300 shows. It'll be Brent, Veronica, and CJ. We'll just put them on the title.
Yeah, congratulations. What are those things where you just show up and do the job? Like, have you ever seen the movie High Fidelity when
I have
Jack
not.
Black is working in the record shop and he's like, I never actually hired him. He just showed up. He just kept showing up every day and like working there. So that was pretty funny.
My brother he has a computer science degree. He's a software developer, and he worked in this one job where this guy basically was useless and did nothing, and they ended up firing him, but he got a lawyer. And so they ended up negotiating that he could use his office for a year and he had a severance pay. And so this guy, everyone knew he got fired, but he would come in and use the office and not really do much and like stand with his coffee and be like, hey, what's up, everybody? And like everyone's like, why are you even here? Like, not even a part of the team, doesn't have any work, just using the office for himself because he negotiated it with his lawyer in the severance. So, like, this dude in the office walking around with coffee. I think that's always funny.
I do think that's similar to that, exactly. Hang on, I'm gonna retweet the thing and see if we can stir up some more guests.
I think for our first show, we shouldn't drag it out too long. Maybe another like 30 minutes, and then we'll learn from this first experience.
I'm enjoying this program
tonight, and then we'll start again next Friday.
Oh, we have a quick update, by the way. Kevin Martin just tweeted that he didn't back. It was fun to flick in a bullet.
Well, he's going to get married tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So now their Sunday doesn't have to be day 2 of the main event that he was playing. So I guess that's a small win.
Viscount just tweeted me saying you can't make a horse put on a bikini for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So our clip master Viscount, thank you. I wanted to say, okay, so as I was looking at stuff on Twitter, I think that I saw, maybe correctly or incorrectly, that Jen Shahade is going to be on the CBS morning show tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so she's being interviewed teaching Dana Jacobson how to play chess.
Of
I think
course,
that's
yeah.
pretty cool. There's a lot of my assumption is it's a lot of the popularity of the Queen's Gambit and stuff has sort of launched chess into
Taken
pop
over.
culture, or at least
Yes.
pushed it further in front. So
And what a great show too.
it was good. I enjoyed it. Uh, you know, I just really kind of neat to see like just someone. I guess what's funny is like Jen, who's very good at poker and popular in poker, but also like very good at multiple other things and popular in those spaces as well. So it's like,
So one thing I liked about that show is not only was the chess at the forefront, but it was a female lead, and it wasn't this linear growth of a character, which can be boring sometimes. It was a struggle. It was alcohol. It was her losing her not losing her skill, but just being taken by her demons. So I really loved the roller coaster ride of her life.
yeah,
Great fucking show. A lot of depth.
it's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I mean, it is definitely quite good. And obviously, like, it's like the chess was her thing, right? And it was a lot about how her life formed who she was and then how it sort of revealed itself in chess, I guess. It's kind of cool. Are you frozen or are you just thoughtful?
I'm not frozen. I'm just looking at you. I'm like, what's our next topic?
Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay. So, boom. The next two
Boom.
things are sort of connected. Uh, I have, I'm basing this off of one or two tweets I've seen, but there are a few people who would normally be at the WSOP, which is about to start in a couple weeks,
This is a
that
topic we
are
want to get in on. Yes.
unable to go because of restrictions or vaccination status or whatever.
So,
People who would who had been
you
there
need to
but
be
aren't.
vaccinated to go to the World Series of Poker this year, number one. So if you're not
Right.
vaccinated, then fuck off. Number two, there are some countries in which, like from the UK, you have to spend 2 weeks quarantining. In Mexico, they're going to Mexico. I don't think they're going to Canada anymore, but you have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine. And so it's kind of like it takes away that time you have playing poker. Some people don't want to do that. And I'm not sure if other countries have other restrictions, Brent. I don't know if you know.
I don't know off the top of my head. I do know that Will, Shilby, I don't know how to say his last name. Will Shill, works for Poker News, isn't going to be at the World Series of Poker. So I imagine it has something to do with COVID and not his own choice because he loves the World Series of Poker. So, and I know like a lot of people be traveling. So unsure.
There's an interesting take to the series also, because the dealers are not expected to be vaccinated, and I think that's because the union has covered them, and that's what my
interesting
assumption
is an interesting word because it feels dumb and it's like easily.
It's totally dumb.
Yeah.
And the union should be science-based. The union should be like, no, we want everyone to be healthy, and we want them to be vaccinated. So I think that portion is absolute bullshit. I basically have decided not to hang out with people who refuse to get vaccinated. So I don't really have any unvaccinated friends. And it's weird to me to go to the World Series of Poker and have them say, well, you don't need a mask because everyone coming to the World Series of Poker is vaccinated, but our dealers don't have to be. So I do feel like I would need a mask. And I also don't feel comfortable hanging out with people who aren't vaccinated.
Yeah. So it's like a twofold thing because the mask thing, right? Obviously, if a dealer is not vaccinated, there's going to be dealer shortages already, right? Which is not a good reason to not have them be vaccinated, but that will make that less of an issue. but I feel like a lot of what this WSOP is going to be about is logistical problems, registration lines, waits,
I mean, that's
open
always been the
tables.
problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be more so a thing amplified this year. I'm really surprised. I'm not really surprised that they're having a live one, but to be honest, if I'm the WSOP, why wouldn't I just have online WSOP from now on? Because I don't have to pay dealers. People are still playing them. Like, there is this purist idea of having a live
Well,
WSOP.
hotels are making money, right? Restaurants are making money. Vegas wants people in there.
Sure. But I mean, people are still going to go to Vegas regardless of whether there's a live WSOP or not. Maybe
I
not
don't,
the same specific people. Maybe
yeah,
that's
I
really
think
it.
like it's like hundreds of thousands of people coming in over a 6 week period. They're going to lose all of that if they just make it online. And people like me from California and most states, you can't play. So
True.
it's
Yeah, this is like your
no
time to
dice.
go. Yeah, because you can't play the online events because they're only legal in Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, and I guess Delaware. Maybe
Why are you discriminating against Californians, Brent?
I'm not. I'm saying that
You are. I feel like you
the
are.
government is not letting California play online poker. But yeah, I mean, I would, So I guess it's interesting. One thing I thought that I didn't know off the top of my head until I looked it up, like 85% of the people that participate in the main event are from the United States or live in the States. So the fact that like travel might conflict really doesn't affect what is probably going to be the outcome of a really big main event, I would imagine. Maybe it'll be somewhat less because of the vaccination policy, but I feel like a majority of poker players are vaccinated because if you're going out and you're playing poker in a public
Here,
place, you probably are vaccinated generally.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. All of the fish that are donating are the ones who don't want to get vaxxed, and they're the ones who are not going to be at the series. It's going to be all the intellectuals left, people who believe in science. It's going to be a tough series, ladies and gentlemen. Don't play the 5K six-handed. You'll lose.
Yeah, especially this year. Generally a very tough field.
Generally,
Probably,
it's
probably
super easy.
I
You
mean,
know,
the
even
upside
someone
is you
like
won't
me can
have to play
play.
against Alex Foxen. He's very good.
Alex
Maybe the
Foxen will not
best
be going.
unvaccinated. No, exactly. Maybe the best unvaccinated player. I don't
But
know.
it just goes to show you that you can really like separate the parts of your brain that are thinking, right? So he's mathematically quite sound and running solvers and doing all this poker training, but then he's a complete idiot when it comes to the scientific process and like conspiracy theories. He's obviously like, you have to believe in some bullshit conspiracy theory if you're not believing in science and the vaccine at this point. Because that's the only thing that's moving those people to believe what they are believing, to believe that the government is trying to control them, or everyone's going to be dead who took the vaccine in 2 years, or whatever the
Right.
bullshit
Yeah. Absurd
latest
comments like
conspiracy is.
that.
And like, you'd rather take horse dewormer than a free vaccine, like than a like just a vaccine, whether or not it's free. Like, it's just insane to me to think about what is going on right now. And like,
Yeah.
the stuff that's on TikTok, I just can't. I just can't. There are people going into hospitals and trying to take out people from the rooms who have COVID. And they're like, these people are lying to you. They're going to kill you. Come with me. I'm going to take you home. And then they die.
Yeah, but they're legitimately those people aren't motivated by anything other than to try to raise conflict and make spicy
But where
content
are
and
they
get
getting
hits
this?
and stuff.
No, they're misinformed. They're like so deep into this fucking rabbit hole of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I mean, there's that Pizzagate thing, which is like an example of how those things blow out of proportion. You familiar with that?
Yeah, and so now it's
Yeah.
now it's the vaccine, and it's really sad. And like, we're trying to get to Mars, and these people are like fucking just like getting us back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer for sure.
I wish I was magnetized. You know how much easier it would be? I wouldn't have to fucking lose shit. I could just like put a spoon on
Yeah,
my arm,
imagine
go to
like,
lunch.
but big big keyring would be out there not wanting you to have
I'd never lose my
magnetized
keys again.
bodies because you wouldn't need them anymore. They would just like stick to your body. So I mean, the powers
What if
that
like
be that wants you to buy a key ring.
what if like all the wrong things on your body got magnetized, like your butthole got magnetized? So you'd walk by things and like things would stick to your butthole and you'd be
Well,
like,
some
"Well, I'm
people that
vaccinated,
wouldn't
guys. I'm
be, yeah.
vaccinated." Sorry.
Some people that wouldn't be the wrong thing. That would be the right thing, depending on
Enjoyable
who that
thing.
is. Yeah, remember we're kink friendly here. So
We're
if
kink
things are
friendly here.
magnetically attracted to your butthole and you're into that, congratulations. Some people wouldn't be, but some people would be very into that. So I mean, that is a thing. So one of the reasons I brought that up, I wanted to see. Obviously, you're going to the World Series of Poker for at least parts of it.
I'm probably going to do the ladies event. And I was this year going to play the main event.
Oh, well,
But
congratulations. Assuming
then
that's still the
again,
plan.
so yeah, PokerGo gave me, I submitted my invoice for the entire year this week.
Okay.
So, so I'm like, maybe I'll play the main, but yeah. So
Oh, wow, that gives us some idea of what you make
no,
at PokerGo.
I would be selling off a lot of action.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's a little extra. But I don't know. This is a year I feel like I'm getting less and less loving poker, and I love the ladies event, but I just hate that this year I've barely done any studying. Like I've been studying PLO, but I'm not at the point where I feel comfortable enough to play in a PLO event. I I learned '08 just kind of playing low stakes '08, and then with Andrew giving me a clinic and all this stuff. But I feel more confident in my '08 than I do in PLO, and I've been actually actively studying PLO, but PLO is so fucking insanely crazy, insanely
PLO is
complicated. The
fun.
decision
Yeah.
tree is just like ridiculous compared to Hold'em.
Yeah, it just opens up like a whole new world.
A
But I
whole
would say you
new world.
definitely, if you've spent any amount of time studying, you're probably good to go in that like $500 multi-flight PLO tournament, like that they have. I'm assuming they still have. I have not looked at the schedule, but that tournament seems like a tournament that anybody who like put time into learning about PLO
And
should probably consider playing.
I'm so stupid too because I have Dylan Wiseman as one of my friends. He's a good friend of mine. I've got Brandon Shack Harris, one of my best friends. And Brandon's like, anytime you want to study, I'm here. Let's talk.
Oh, I thought
And
you're like, I'm so stupid because these guys are my friends. They sound
yeah,
like great
they're my
people.
friend. I have like the best resources in the world. I have fucking
Yeah.
Andrew Barber, my best friend. And like and here I am. It's what it is because I work Monday through Friday and I'm tired. And when I'm done, I want to have a social life.
Yeah, it's like a priorities thing.
Been
Some
going on
people
some
prioritize.
dates lately, so I want to enjoy my life. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect sense. I think I mean, just like we were talking about earlier with CJ, the guys who do, or the people, not just guys, men and women, or people of any gender or whatever, wherever on the spectrum, the people who succeed at poker are
however
the
kinky you
ones,
are.
yeah, are the ones that are putting in the time. And so, just like anything, right? Like exercise, you go to the gym, you put in the time, you're going to see a results eventually, right? Like not
Right.
immediately.
And
But
so I already know my money's a wash if I go. That's the thing. That's like going there just knowing that it just I'm very competitive and I usually would prefer to go feeling a little more confident, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is a bad time for me. You know
yeah,
what? I
no, that's
really
fine.
like this Poker After Dark stuff. I like that. I like having my YouTube channel. I'm kind of in a place in my life where I just want to strive for happiness. And so if it's not making me happy, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it makes
Unfortunately,
perfect
poker
sense.
used to make me super happy, but
No, I mean that makes sense. I mean, I guess it's a bummer that it doesn't. I think for me, the playing of the poker oftentimes is not that fun. Sometimes it's fun, but it's the like event, like going to a place where everybody's going to be. That kind of
right.
the
That
summer
is
camp feel
the
is the
camaraderie,
fun
yeah.
part. Yeah.
But yeah, so like when I did the ladies event last World Series of Poker, I got 13th, right? And it was 3 days and I
Mhm.
busted by like the end of day 3. And when you said it's not fun, it's like hell. I like needed to check myself into an ICU after that. I've never been in so much physical pain in my life, and I work out like almost every day, and I just like I've never felt so shitty in my life, just sitting for like 16 hours a day and trying to concentrate too. So
It's a
Kathy Lee
lot
was
of
at my table.
time to
What-
put into something. I mean, especially when you're talking about multi-day events. You know, if you want to play the
The
main,
main
you got
The
to be there for
main, I would
2
need to get a
weeks.
wheelchair to get
Yeah.
out of the if I made it 7 days in the main, I would need a wheelchair to fucking get home.
Yeah, and that 7 days is like
A
actual
diamond
7 days of
encrusted
playing and like
wheel
10 days of tournament, right? Unless you
Yeah.
play flight C. Um, yeah, I mean, that's an experience, but obviously once you get to the point where it becomes kind of tiresome, it starts to maybe be worth it. If you're in that, if you're playing the final day of the, you know, the final day of the main event before the final table or whatever, that experience is probably, and whatever money you might win is probably worth it to some extent.
So Colin Capone on YouTube says, "Are you saying you're not flying back to Edmonton for that series at the Yellowhead next week?" I fucking would. I fucking would. You know why I can't right now? I just got my American citizenship and I still don't have a passport. So I'm
I
waiting
feel like every
for
time
that.
you mention that, we should cue the fucking national anthem or the fucking All Hail the Chief or something. Every time you're like, I got my American citizenship, we should have like a sound cue. I need to create a soundboard for this. Yeah, exactly.
I got invited to a wedding in Vancouver and it's in like 5 weeks and I'm like pushing to get my passport now. So hopefully I can get to Canada. But yeah, I would so I used to play at Yellowhead Casino. This Colin guys is bringing that up. It's one of my it wasn't my favorite casino. I liked River Cree the most, but man, Yellowhead had some action, hella action. There were some good PLO games. Colin, maybe you can confirm that. I don't know if there's still good action there, but in Palace Casino, you could get a $20, you can get into a $20 tournament 11-handed. 11-handed.
Oh gosh. It's
15-minute
like
blinds.
so funny.
Blinds went up doubled every 15 minutes.
That's just so weird. I
Hyper
remember
turbo in person, 11-handed.
one of my favorite it's like favorite because it was really just like funny, and we had a few of us went down to Vegas when Aria opened, and we were staying off the strip at, I forget what the place was called, but they had a poker room, so we walked down there, and the guy and they had one table going, and we're like, oh, what do you have playing? And the guy said, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact sentence he said because we repeated this over and over again. He's like, we're playing 2-4 limit hold'em and we're going to be here all night. And it just became like a running joke for my friends and I, because we're like, whoa, like
we're playing 2-4 limit hold'em. We're
gonna be here all night. But I love that guy had that energy for his job because he was selling that spot.
The first time I went to Binion's, okay, so picture this: I'm at Binion's, and there's like, it was like really early in the morning. I can't even remember why I was there so early. It was like 7 a.m. Picture a table full of like senior citizens, and not seniors, but super seniors. This one woman looked like she was 98 and ate her lipstick for breakfast. It was just fucking all over her face, drinking her coffee, right? And it was a 1-2 limit, 1-2 limit. And I sat down with like $30. It's it was the most like torturizing game I ever play. Why you torturize mother? It was so tilting.
Well,
but
there's
yeah,
like a fine line between an enjoyable poker experience and absolute misery, which that sounds like that could be. But people, that's what's so funny, because it's like not even a thing that would ever occur to you and me, but it's definitely a thing that some people do every single day. 2-4 limit hold'em, 1-2. They just want to sit down at the table, play poker, regardless
of. It's such bad value. It's crazy to me that people can play 3-6, 2-4 on a regular basis and not even consider the fact that they're not breaking even. Like even if they're winning, because the rake is killing them, they're just chronically losing.
Yeah, which you're mentioning that made me think of something else.
Remember the Stones promo when they were giving away like $100,000 on that 3-6 limit on all their limit games, and people you had to grind out like 10,000 hours or some shit like that, and like people calculated with the rake like if you won the most amount of money, you would be like breaking even. So it's just like an absurd fucking fake contest that was just a money grab.
Oh, I feel like that's what they all are, though, right? Like, if you're actually grinding like a low stakes thing for the jackpot purposes, like um,
You're a
yeah,
fish.
yeah, yeah. And then you sit down for like 10 minutes because you're waiting for your other game, which is probably and you're playing all the hands and you're using your suited connectors to try to hit these jackpot hands or whatever, and maybe you get lucky one day. That's why it's funny is I said like I'm a all-time like a lifetime winner at Keno because I'm never going to play enough Keno to equal the $1,000 I won one time.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got what is it? Valuable sandwich in the chat in and YouTube. What's up? Nice to see you. So we're going to stay on for just a little bit longer. I put in the link in YouTube. Can you put it in Twitch? I don't think I have my Twitch up. If you guys want to do a call in before we wrap up the show in a little bit, this is a call in show that Brent and I are trying to do because we're so fucking cool. I love that you're me in Twitch. You're me.
We are you.
We are one.
Yeah. We are you. There we go.
We have merged into one.
Oh, my watch just
human.
informed me I have a Bumble match. Just saying. We have a Bumble match.
We have a Bumble match. My genitals are vibrating. What's going on?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, we got liked by someone on Bumble, but I don't know who it is. For some reason, it likes to tease you like that. Like if you're not paying for Bumble, it's like, hey, someone just liked you, but when you look, you can't see any people. It's quite
well. It was like Twitter. Tinder and Bumble and Hinge were just a miserable experience for me. I'm happy to be off. So
yeah, I mean, congratulations, by the way, on that whole thing. What's
so
funny is you spend but
I don't want to talk about it.
No, yeah, but the idea that you would just spend all this time on apps and then you just the most organic.
I meet someone in person.
You meet someone in person.
I've for the audience, I've been going out on a few dates with somebody, but I met him in person, which was like the best. It's the best. I just refuse to do online dating.
It has to be. It is always the best interaction when you meet somebody and hit it off and get that. Some people don't either have. It's like variance, right? It's like if you're not putting yourself in those situations enough, the dating apps are a nice alternative, but still, I think.
But you know what? The one thing that I got from the dating apps is some friends. Like there are people that I still follow on social media, and it's cool to see that they've met people. I went on one date with them, didn't work out, but still, we're kind and we exchanged social media. And now they're dating other people. It's like really cool.
That is cool.
I have met some cool tech people too. Like I went on a date with a VP of Netflix, and I went on a date with like a senior Google manager, and it was really cool, and still kind of friends with some people.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that you have that ability to have those relationships. I haven't found, I guess I'm friends with a few people I've matched with on apps that have.
I like to keep friends. I don't like to throw people away.
I think a lot of what people assume is that whole idea of like men and women not being friends. And me and you have had this discussion a lot. Like, it's like, it is possible. And it's probably better for you as a person to have I've told you this before.
Right. I've told you this before that I won't date guys who don't have friends who are women, because if you're only associating women with like a hole that you can put your penis into, then I'm not interested in that. Like I want to know that you are capable of platonic friendships with women, because like it's just weird to me that you can't have friends that are women. So the guy that I've gone on some dates with, he has friends who are women, and I'm like, perfect. That's that. And
oh, go ahead.
Sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say very quickly, if you find yourself in a relationship where somebody is telling you not to have friends of the opposite sex, that might be a red flag. Probably is.
There's a friend of mine who I've been friends with on social media for years, and he's a professional poker player, and he actually, like, we met in person, and I'll probably give it away if I say too much, but we
Yeah.
have been friends for years. And he started dating someone, and he messaged me like a month after starting to date her, and like was like, yeah, we can't be friends anymore because, you're a woman and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck are you this is so weird. I'm like, this is so toxic. I'm like, you do you guys do what you want, but like, I'm just telling you for future reference, this is probably a very toxic thing to
And it's
do.
like the worst kind of toxicity because it doesn't present as anything abusive, but it is in some sense, right? Like it's not like a punch in the face. It's just like a subtle little thing. And
Right.
and really it's
A
like,
controlling thing.
yeah, for the sake
Control
of
is
your life,
abuse.
you can't erase people from your life that are your friends and expect to have a healthy romantic relationship with anybody else. You're either going to be sacrificing too much of yourself and giving, it's just like, but it doesn't present right away. I
And jealousy is something that is a miserable state to be in. To have jealousy in any way. Like, I think it's really healthy to not have it at all. In any way, with your friends, coworkers, with your romantic relationships. It's absolutely the fucking most toxic thing you can carry around with you.
I feel
It'll
like it's
ruin you.
very difficult to have it in zero instances, but yeah, like,
I
but it's
work
like
on
an
it
effort.
all
Yeah.
the time. I work on
Yeah.
it
Just like
all the
anything
time.
else.
If I have any hint of jealousy in any way, I logically talk myself through it. Like, what? Like, I haven't been jealous in a romantic setting in like in my early 20s. I was, and it made me miserable. And I would always think like, okay, is this control? Is me getting jealous going to change any of his behavior? No.
Right. Yeah.
The only thing it would do is drive him away if I present it to him.
Yeah. It makes
And
it worse for sure.
and it makes me fucking crazy. So I'm not interested in that shit. Not interested. And if I feel like I'm in a situation where I'm being disrespected by my partner, I'm going to tell them, but I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to like force them to fucking not have friends who are females. So
Yeah. It is. I mean,
Discount, I disagree with you. He says, I think it's healthy to have a little bit of jealousy, but it shouldn't control you. No, I disagree. I disagree. And this is the same kind of thing. I talked to Dylan Wiseman about this. I was like, yeah, I think it's okay to just have like a little fight or yell and then grow from that. And he's like, absolutely not. Why do you want to let that toxic shit in? Like, that's a very toxic way of communicating. Why can't you communicate like an adult? And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I think any sort of jealousy is toxic and you should get it all out. Don't have any of it. A little
I
bit
think
is
we're
not
sort of, I have a thing. So I think a lot of how we react to things is trained, right? Like muscle memory. Your
right.
brain is in the same way. So I have a lot of things that are somewhat embarrassing about the way I react to competitive situations like games and stuff, right? And I think you have to like practice
Practice
not
not
feeling
having
that
that.
way. And when you do feel that way, you have to like actively change it. Like it reminds me of like I was in high school, I had a crush on this Mormon girl who didn't like the fact that I would cuss. So if I found out that I cussed, I would immediately correct it, right? Like if I said fuck, I'd be like, I mean this, right? And then like in your brain, you kind of like reprogram yourself to the next time you actually say the
Right.
whatever goodness gracious or whatever the hell else you would say besides fuck, that kind of thing. So it's
Sorry
interesting.
about that.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. We won't say goodness gracious on this show ever again.
Yeah, please don't. Please just go back to fuck.
But no, but like I found myself doing that, and it was just funny. Like it becomes a thing. So you have to just it's in
Yeah,
relationship
it
train
took me a
yourself.
while to train myself to not be jealous. And I still
Yeah.
occasionally struggle with like 1% of it that I used to. And then I just like talk myself off that ledge because it's fucking stupid and it's a waste of energy and it only ruins things. It doesn't improve anything. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, at
So
the
look, if
very
we
least, it's like creeping into your subconscious, right? Like even if
yeah.
you're not acting on it all the time, it's like a needle that just bugs you. So yeah.
I've worked really hard on myself and I've worked really hard to be the best version of myself and to get rid of all my toxic traits. I'm sure they're lingering, but whatever I can control, I'm going to. So listen, let's see if we have another caller. Otherwise, I think we can wrap it up because I think we've been going an hour and a half, and we ironed out our kinks. We like
this program works really well. I think this is
it's good that we paid for the other one before we started using this one.
This is the one we paid for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we paid for the other one. I'm like, why did we just pay for the other one?
No. This is the thing we paid for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't have been like, let me fix it with a completely different thing. Yeah. No, I got you. This is so this has things so in the future, if you want to stream this to your Twitter, right? Because Twitter has like live video, or Periscope, I guess technically, Instagram Live, those kinds of things. We may be appearing on other platforms because we paid for it, so we might as well try to do it, right? You might have to have 10 chat boxes open, but oh, we got one.
We're gonna merge them all. All right, we'll have our one last caller, and it will probably not be CJ.
No, so no, it looks like we have Greg. He's got his camera on. I recognize Greg.
Is his penis showing or not? Look, Greg, I hope you're dressed.
He looks dressed.
Okay.
He's got a tank top on. Let's see. Confirmed dressed.
Okay, he's dressed. Good. Good.
Looking a little ragged today, but
hey, what's up, Greg? You're on. So what question do you have? What's up? Oh, maybe you're lagging.
Why am I getting a delay?
I'm not sure.
Well, I just wanted to pop in real quick and say, did you talk about the match, the Helmuth match at all?
No, haven't.
Oh, no, we haven't.
Dwan versus Helmuth. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat those ears.
Oh, is that a thing? I didn't even remember that. Is it? Do you have a bet or something?
Well, it is popped up on Twitter that I'd eat her ears if Helmuth dirt.
So he lost one, right? He lost one.
Yeah, yes, Durr won one, but Helmut's going to come back and play a second one. So,
well, I don't want you to eat my ears either because I like them, but I do have
backup eating ears.
I have backup ears.
Purposes.
Backup eating.
Who knows, man? Helmuth was on quite a run. Obviously, he's going to lose at some point.
Well, obviously, we'd have to raise a little money for charity or something, eating those toxic.
Yeah, I feel like
ears, because if I'm going to die over something,
yeah, I feel like if that happens, we'd find something edible that can look like ears or something.
Oh no!
We're not trying to kill anybody on these.
No, he said he's going to eat the ears.
Veronica's
These ears were $25, sir. I had them shipped from Alabama, so I don't know. I'm going to need some compensation. So.
Oh wow! What a terrible bet, right? Not only do you have to pay for the ears, but then you have to eat them. We can have special made.
And we're gonna have to live stream you eating them, obviously, and try to.
It won't be the first or the last time I ever stuck my foot in my mouth.
Oh, fair enough. Let's see. So when is that next match? I didn't realize they do the best of 3, but
it's going to be soon. I mean, so we got the series and the Poker Masters. I mean, it's probably won't be till the new year. I know we're not filming any more Poker After Dark episodes until like February, if I get invited back.
Yeah, maybe they paid you all that money as a thanks. Don't come back. They're like, yeah, we gave our year's worth of payment, and we won't be moving on.
Well, I might get into a Twitter war with someone before then, and they'll be like, okay, this is over the line.
I would let it slide under the radar. I'm like, oh shit. So, because he responded.
I don't think he'll hold you to it, but maybe he's just like, hey, I gotta save this guy's life by winning these heads-up duels, because otherwise Greg's totally fucked.
Look, he's the one who said it. I said I was gonna eat my shoe. I can't remember what I said I was gonna eat my shoe about. It was like Vanessa. It was something to do with Vanessa Cade. So I mean, like, you gotta do what you said.
Right.
So.
That's right.
Greg appears to be a man of his word, which is what seems to be happening. So I guess.
Well, if you don't have your word, you don't have a fucking thing.
No, nice.
Thank you.
Good point.
Hey, fucking men.
I just want to say thank you for being caller number 2 on the Call-in show, which wasn't filled with that many call-ins, but
and less penis than I
Number
thought.
2 always tries harder.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Valid point.
I want to go on the record and say I'm not going to make the World Series this year because the variants that will be there and stuff. I'm of age a little bit more than you guys, so I just don't feel like catching it. I'm vaccinated, got a strong immune system, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, why play roulette? I want to play poker.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people might be in the same boat, right? Like it's not worth the trouble.
Yeah, and I had it before I got the vaccine, and it was horrible. It was the most sick I've ever been.
Yeah,
I mean, and there's still less of a chance, but there's still a chance you can get it and die with the vaccine, right? There's still a chance, a very small chance, but
you have like 100 times less chance than someone who's unvaccinated. So
right. I mean, I'm vaccinated. I still don't want to get it. I'm not, I'm gonna like wear.
Oh, I know you want it.
Yeah. No,
oh, I know you want it so hard.
Yeah.
In that magnetic butthole of yours.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Just put the COVID right into my butt.
All right. Well, let's call it a night.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Had it. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you jumping on.
Yep. What's up?
One last question for Brent. Did you get a chance to check out that I told you about in the Discord?
Oh, right. I have.
GIMP.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't really messed with it too much. I've seen it a little bit. That's like a video editing thing.
Well, it's video and picture editing. It's you can akin it to lots of different programs that are out there, but it's a very unique one. It's open source and things. GIMP.
Yeah.
GIMP.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I suggest both of you take really good stuff. So. And thanks for having me on. Enjoyed the Hawaii show last week. So
thanks, Greg.
I'm glad everyone enjoyed my ass. I did post my ass.
What? You had your ass somewhere? No, I don't believe it.
R.I.P. Veronica.
If you haven't seen my ass, it's on Twitter.
Literally.
Yeah,
exactly. If you're not already following,
I don't want to break my computer, so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. Well, you also have to save your heart for eating ears, and can't be checking out too many asses, right? Just in case you need to eat the ears at some point.
True.
All right, gentlemen.
True.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. You. Have a great rest of your night.
All right.
All right, Brent, let's go back to our screen that says the Brent and Veronica show. Let's do that one, but while we leave.
Oh, are we going away? We're just going to cover it up? Let's see.
I want to see the Brent and Veronica. No, the two of us on the Brent and Veronica thing. Can't we do that like we did in the beginning?
Yeah. Bam. Look at that.
Bam. I actually like this. We might do this.
Well, we can always bounce back and forth, We have a lot of flexibility. Thanks. Shout out to Restream. I'm busy trying to get us sponsorships already. Restream.io can stream to multiple platforms at once, and it has its built-in studio, so you don't need to use OBS or anything like that. If you
this is really cool. Yeah. So we'll go live on Instagram and fucking I don't know about the Boomer Facebook, but we'll go live.
Set it up for Instagram next time and just. Every time maybe add a new platform and see how it goes and see where we get the most interaction.
The mostest. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Friday. We'll get on earlier next time. We just had some kinky stuff happening. Technical kinks. We don't shame anyone for their kinks, though. Check out Poker Paint. Sorry.
With the love thing.
Poker Paint. This is my second Poker Paint painting that I received. So thank you so much, Poker Paint. I will be interviewing Jamie Kerstetter tomorrow, and video should be out on Sunday. And then we'll go back to our Brent and Veronica call-in show next Friday.
So thank you very much. This time.
Well, we'll see. We'll
close to on time. Whatever. Very fun.
You do what you do. You boopity boppity.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
See you guys. All right, let's see. I can just go straight to the end here. Let's see. And whatever, I'm just going to end it.